Hey folks, Brian Gaddis here, and today I'm going to be explaining why I teach this workout. Well, folks, if you've seen my videos, I think it's apparent that within my videos, I teach a type of high-intensity interval training known as Tabata. Okay? Well, so Tabata is a very efficient workout that burns calories after you've finished working out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little background on Tabata. Okay, so let me just give you a brief overview. I won't bore you, but I think you do need to know where this comes from. High intensity interval training is just that. So high intensity interval training does something where you go hard for a certain amount of times and then have a rest. And then you go hard again in a pattern. Okay? The types of high intensity, there's a few types in Wikipedia. It lists 5, but Tabata being one of them. But at any rate, there are high intensity intervals that during rest, it's active rest. So it's a medium intensity workout. Well, in this regard to Tabata, there is no movement. It is a solid rest. So you're not doing anything. Though with high intensity interval training, you try to work out in the arena of the anaerobic exercise. Well, I'm not going to bore you with the definition of anaerobic. That's another video, but I will say this. Anaerobic is at an exercise of hardcore training that is tested at an 80% to 90% rate of your maximum heart rate. So, technically, if I'm looking at Fox and Haskell's formula. What they do is they subtract 220 by your age. So to find out the maximum heart rate, your maximum heart rate. So, I'm going to be, I'm 34, so 220 minus 34 would be 186. That would be my maximum heart rate. So, you got VO2 max, which is another video, but that's 90 to 100% of your heart rate. That's the exercise training area. Now, 80 to 90% would be your, based on the Fox and Haskell formula, would be where your anaerobic hardcore training would be, and that would be, for me, it would be between 149 beats per minute and 168 beats per minute. So, that's kind of the arena you want to work out in, but it's not always perfect. Also, this to even judge what that zone is for you, you definitely want to do your research. This is the Fox and Haskell formula. There's a bunch of other formulas. Really, the best way to do it is a cardiac stress test or the treadmill, and I know that's tough. But you definitely, before doing high-intensity interval trainings, it wouldn't hurt to consult your physician. But what I will say is, with Tabata, that was born out of a study with cyclists, and I'm just going to read a little bit from the Wikipedia entry, but this is what was based on a professor, Izumi Tabata. A version of HIIT was based on a 1996 study involving Olympic speed skaters. The study used 20 seconds of ultra intense exercise. Now listen, VO2 max is 90 to 100% of your maximum exercise zone. Now, based on the Fox and Haskell formula, so that's 170% of this. So that's not what we're doing. So that's what they figured is what the study they did, and it was followed by 10 seconds rest. So it's basic mixed Tabata that I do in my workout. So it's 8 cycles, ultimately being, so 20 seconds of 170% of VO2 max, and then there's going to be 10-second, it's going to be a 10-second break. Okay, so what you're doing is you're doing that for 4 minutes, 30-second, work and rest 8 times. So that's going to be 4 minutes. It's performed on a mechanically brake cycle ergometer, called this the IE1 protocol. In the original studies, athletes using this method worked out 4 times per week, plus another day of steady state training for 6 weeks, and obtained gains similar to a group of athletes who did steady state training, which is 70% VO2 max 5 times per week. I remember VO2 max is 90, based on the Haskell formula, 90 to 100% your exercise zone. The steady state group had a higher VO2 max at the end, from 52 to 57 milliliters per kilogram minute. And like I said, it varies. This is a formula. Fox and Haskell has a formula. There's a bunch of different formulas, so it's just widely used. But your VO2 max is based on the individual. So this is you can definitely improve it with working out. There's a lot of high endurance athletes that have crazy VO2 maxes. Anyway, they did that 5 times per week. Steady state group had a higher VO2 max at the end, like I said. However, the Tabata group had achievable comparable aerobic complete, but only exercised 4 minutes per day. 4 minutes on their HIIT days compared to 60 minutes for the aerobic. Tabata also stated lower and gained overall. Started lower and gained more overall. So only Tabata group had gained anaerobic capacity benefits. Like I said, that's the 80 to 90% zone. In the original study, for 1996, participants were disqualified if they could not keep a steady cycling pace of 85 RPM for the full 20 seconds of work. So in today's culture, Tabata has grown into, not exactly this. But I will say it has improved what's known as EPOC. So it's excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. So it means in general is efficient, especially effective. Well, that's that's high intensity interval training is especially effective at burning fat because it requires your body to work harder to return to a resting state. Okay, that's kind of generally. The added intensity in Tabata workout means your body will have to work overtime and return to a pre-workout state. Even more calories burned. So you're burning more calories after your workout. Okay, which is good. So you're making your workout more efficient, but at the same time you're still and timing, but you're still burning more calories after. Okay, so yeah, anaerobic though is where we want to be working out. But when I give you these workouts, you want to go as hard as you possibly can. Okay, but some of these workouts lend itself to be easier than others, no matter how hard you're going. But that means at the same time you're more efficient in your workouts. And if you want to do another one, that's fine. These are the workouts I'm giving you, but there's definitely modifications that I can make it more intense. And you want to go above your aerobic. So for me, starting at 149, I'm in that anaerobic zone. Okay, you can figure that out by having a Fitbit, measuring it, whatnot. But you really want to be striving to be going as hard as you can in the mixed Tabata workouts. Now we have some workouts that will, you want to be going different levels of intensity, and I'm going to try to mix those in pretty soon here, where it's considered hard intensity. Maybe it's just a squat, doing that for 40 seconds, maybe 70% of your effort. And then if you want for that same exercise grouping, you do 40 seconds of that, 70%, doing a regular squat. Then you're going to do a 20-second break, right? And then you're going to do 30 seconds of 80% intensity, okay? 80 to 90%. So you're going to be going maybe a squat and on your tiptoes, maybe, something a little bit more modified. We can get into that later, but you definitely make it a little bit tougher, okay? And then you take a break after that 30 seconds. And then for, 90% to 100%, after that, you're going to take 15-second break, and you're going to be maybe doing squat jumps, okay? That type of progression. You might not be exactly in the workout zone that you want, but you're getting there, and you're training your body. And I feel like with high intensity and with Tabata, a lot of times, it is interval training, but that exercise will allow for you to get the amount of oxygen you need, give your muscles a break, so you're not inducing too much muscle fatigue, because that really hurts you in a workout. So, some of these workouts might be a little easy at first, but as you gradually get into the modifications, you want to start out with that so you can adequately do these higher level intensity exercises in the long run. So, yes, I think Tabata is an awesome high intensity interval training workout. Some of these workouts that we do give you might be a little elementary if you're looking to go more high intensity, but we'll get there. But at the same time, make sure you're doing these workouts adequately. Make sure you're getting low enough. And yes, we can mix in higher intensity interval training, but at the same time, these are exercises that are more efficient because they don't last a whole hour long. They take you into that anaerobic zone, which is key. Okay, so you're going to be able to get into that zone for longer because that's the zone you want to be in to achieve getting a better high intensity workout. At the same time, you're going to be getting into this zone after the fact. You're going to be burning more calories, and you're going to be able to maintain a leaner body mass. Okay, so it is vital to get into this anaerobic zone, and definitely consult a physician before you do this. But with high intensity interval training, Tabata, that is vital, because at the same time, you might want to burn fat to get cardio. That's good, but in the strength training, high intensity interval training, all of this in that anaerobic zone, it's good because it gets you, I would say it gets you higher likelihood of lean muscle mass. Okay, so you are working out in a zone where you're, if you want me to just go back with a little brief overview of anaerobic, it's a type of exercise that breaks down glucose in the body without using oxygen. And anaerobic means without oxygen. In practical terms, this means that anaerobic exercise is harder but shorter than aerobic exercise. Biochemistry involves a process called glycolysis, in which glucose is converted to adenosine triphosphate, ATP, which is the primary source of energy for cellular reactions. Lactic acid is produced at an increased rate during anaerobic exercise, which causes buildup. Quickly, it leads to muscle fatigue. May be used for personal trainers to help their client build endurance, muscle strength, and power. So anyway, that's that. I won't bore you anymore, but I think Tabata is an excellent workout. We're going to be doing more of that. I definitely recommend high intensity, the overarching workouts, but I think that's good, especially with lack of equipment like treadmill. If you can't, run around or whatnot, that does help you achieve a good workout. Okay, I'm signing off now. See ya.